Welcome to our Devos. This week we are talking about taking inventory, most particularly how to not be broke. I know that's really super spiritual to say how to not be broke, but really how much of our attention is given because we're financially a wreck. I mean, it keeps us from enjoying our time. It keeps us from enjoying our careers. It dictates a lot of what we do. So this week, we want to give some really strong thought about what it looks like to think how to not be broke from a scriptural standpoint, and maybe some guardrails that the Lord gives us so that we are understanding how the world works. Today, I want to talk to you about guarding your heart from possessions. Guarding your heart from possessions. There is absolutely no shortage of different avenues in this world for you to spend money on. I mean, really, everything. Think about exactly on your phone, exactly how many ads you see in apps, how many ads you see on YouTube. I mean, I cringe. We got a premium plan finally on YouTube, but I watch so much YouTube, different videos, different sermons, speaking videos, different things, that we finally were able to get a plan where I didn't get the ads because there's so many ads. And all the ads, essentially, they want one thing: they want your money. And the ads, I have some training in marketing and advertising, and one thing that you want to do with advertising is you're essentially trying to get people to realize that you have built something that they cannot live without. But the problem is sometimes if that marketing and advertising is done in an unethical way, it causes people to think they can't live without something when in reality they can. And in this world, if you can learn what you can live without, you're going to be rich. But most of us never master that. We think in terms of possessions. What more can I get? How much more can I accumulate? In Luke chapter 12, verse 15, Jesus said to them, "Take care and be on your guard against all covetousness, for one's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions." The North American message is the opposite. It's, yes, it does. You're doing well if you have more toys. You're doing well if your home is bigger. You're doing well if you have more abundance. And Jesus says, no, what that's going to do is that's going to produce in you a spirit of covetousness, where you start to really evaluate the true value of your life based on how much you have instead of who has you. The truth is, if we don't guard our hearts against taking our value from our possessions, we're not going to value the Lord in the right way because our possessions are going to take over. So one of the ways that we stay unbroke is by recognizing I don't want to be owned by the things that I own, and that's more often than not where we end up. So my question to you is this: is there an area of struggle in your life that you would say, I do struggle with this. Like I do have a tendency to think that if I own this, if I get a bigger version of this, if I get a bigger vacation, if I get more toys, that it makes me better. Is there some area that's a struggle for you? And if it is, I want you to really evaluate. Do I own this or does this own me? Because if this owns me, it's going to lead me into covetousness. And unfortunately, in most cases, it's going to lead us into being broke.